So, Jake, we were talking to a listener earlier about Derek Carr in this upcoming season. And if you look at the NFC South as far as quarterbacks go, Carr's got 142 NFL starts under his belt. And then second most is Baker Mayfield. We're obviously all kind of projecting Mayfield to be the starter in Tampa Bay. And then with 69. And then Desmond Ridder has 4. And then obviously Bryce Young hasn't played a game yet in the NFL. And you just talked about how he's going to have to adjust to the speed. But how major of an advantage is that for the Saints to have a guy that has, at least a decade of experience under his belt and that doesn't have to adjust to, as you're saying, the speed of the NFL like a rookie like Bryce Young does?
Oh, I think it's a huge advantage. Listen, I was a big believer in this Saints roster last year, and I just believe they had some injury issues. I just thought they had a really good roster, and I still think the job that Mickey has done is pretty remarkable, to be quite honest. And they still have some good players. And if Lattimore, he missed a great deal of time last year. Can Michael Thomas come back? Because I think Chris Olave is a budding star when you just watch him on film and watch him run routes. So there's a chance. Listen, this division's wide open. I think Atlanta has done some good things, but I still think there's time that they still need to add some more pieces, especially up front on the defensive line. Tampa, listen, I'm not so sure about Tampa, to be quite honest with you. I think that this team could struggle. I think Tom carried them to some wins last year, but I just truly believe this team could struggle. So I think the Saints have, the upper hand right now with the roster and certainly the veteran quarterback. It's just, can they stay healthy? And I'm hopeful Carolina, with this new staff, with some of these new players, and certainly Bryce Young. I mean, we all know it. I mean, I think – I heard an interview with the defensive end, Hubbard, from Cincinnati yesterday, and he said, look, I've loved Cincinnati my whole life. I'm from here. Now I'm playing here. We weren't good forever because we didn't have the quarterback. Now we have Joe Burrow, and we're good. So the quarterback makes all the difference in the NFL. I think we see that.
Jake, you had a guy like Michael Thomas in Carolina and Muhsin Muhammad, and people were, Muhsin, he wasn't the fastest guy in the world. He wasn't, but, man, could he move the chains for you? And what that means to a quarterback, and again, with Thomas, it's not a question of talent. It's a question of, can he stay healthy? But the advantages of that guy that can run those inside routes, move the chains, is the Saints haven't had that much the last couple of years because Mike has not been there. But you had a guy like Muhammad who was similar. The impact of a guy like Thomas, if he can stay healthy for this Saints football team?
Well, it's going to be Derek Carr's best friend. I mean, like, when you know in that it's third and intermediate and you want to keep the chains moving, just he can body someone up, be it a slant, be it a quick, be it an out, be it a curl, whatever it may be. He can just use that big frame, and he has these long arms. He can body someone up. We've seen him catch 100-plus catches during the course of the season and make big play after big play, but can he stay healthy? And if he can stay healthy, then you add Olave to Olave. I just think's a master route runner. It's like he's just floating on air when he runs. When I watched film of him last year, so if he could add him along with the healthy Michael Thomas, that's very dangerous for the Saints, and that's going to make Derek Carr feel pretty darn good.
Your thoughts on Taysom Hill? Have you ever seen a guy that could do that much on an NFL field? Now, we're not talking about high school or college. We're talking about the NFL level that has played quarterback. He's played running back. He's played the H-back position. You see him. He can return kicks if you need to, special teams. Jake, in my lifetime, I can't think of anyone else that I've seen can do all those things that good at the NFL level. He's not a full-time quarterback, but you could use him there, gadget plays or whatever, and that power run stuff that he does really well. He's an amazing athlete to watch.
He's it's so defensive coordinators, they despise having to prepare 2 game plans in essence. So that's the thing that the Saints can use to their advantage is that you have to prepare not only for the regular offense and Derek Carr leading this offense, but you also have to prepare for Taysom Hill. And he's an adequate thrower. Yes, I'm not so sure he's a true starter for 17 games in the NFL and things like that, but he's adequate enough that you have to at least respect the pass. And so when you have someone like him that can come in and just kind of change the complexity of a game, change the offense completely, and a defense has to kind of always be in their P's and Q's, and they don't know what personnel's in there. Taysom could be a tight end, could be a running back, but then also he can line up as quarterback. Then you have that extra blocker because you gain him running. So he's definitely a chess piece. I know they love him dearly in New Orleans, and it's kind of like the team respects him. You watch this guy play special teams, and he's a demon on special teams. So he's just a jack of all trades, and I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of wish he wasn't on the Saints. I wish he was on the Panthers. And when I call games in the fall, I would love to be able to watch number 7 in a Panther jersey go on the field instead of in a Saint jersey.